What's up, dudes and dudettes of the internet? My name's Scythe, and today we're going to be taking a look at Minion Masters. You remember that game that I covered a while back called Forced Showdown? It was kind of an arena-based, single-player League of Legends style game. This is their other game that they've been working on, and it's actually pretty cool. It kind of has the whole lane thing, but it's more of a tower defense type of game where certain units end up countering other units, and has a pretty cool system in general, while also rehashing a lot of the creatures and monsters that they had in the Forced Showdown game. Is a lot of the same sound effects. Now, I wanted to show you this title screen here so I can show you what we're kind of picking and choosing before we get into the game. The links will be in the description for everything about this game, by the way, but this is our main hero, or our master slash arena section, right? As we go into here, we can end up choosing a different master, and what these characters are going to do is have different mechanics to them and different perks. The perks you end up just getting periodically throughout the round as you fight for a longer period of time and have 2 capture points actually captured. But then there's also going to be, this is right here, so I wanted to show you that, is the crafting components. So subscribe to unlock. Okay, seems all right. But these are all just the different types of arenas and stuff, and what is going to end up happening is this is going to end up being mirrored on the other side for the opponent. So we're just going to use the standard arena and just going to use this standard hero right here rather than the other Skeleton King and character. But as we're going through the round, once we get 20 XP, we're going to get Stormbringer, which is this dude, gains a global attack range. The next one is all ranged friendlies gain marksmanship, which means that they have more range. And then the final one at 120 experience is going to give him double attack speed. And this will all make sense a little bit further into the game. And then there's the different currencies. These coins, or gold, you end up getting and using to purchase power-ups that you can use as, I think it's just temporary buffs. Don't quote me on that though, but either way you get gold by winning daily duels or completing your daily quests and stuff like that. Then there's the shards, which you end up getting once you actually get a duplicate card, or you end up deconstructing and breaking down one of your other cards that you actually own. And then the rubies, as far as I know, is just the cash shop item. So up here, this is our cards and our deck building. All the numbers on the cards are going to make a little bit more sense as we hop in. We could end up playing against other people, but we're just going to end up playing, excuse me, one of the daily quests, one of the intro quests right here, and just hop right into it. Now, the tips that the game actually gives you are pretty good, like this one right here. Using stun lancer characters actually stuns powerful enemies. So that's where the rock, paper, scissors comes into play with the game, where certain units are stronger against others. And oh, I guess it's not always mirrored. It seems like we get to choose our own arena and then they get to choose theirs. So this is where all the different numbers of the cards comes into play, because the numbers the numbers that we have down at the bottom of the screen right here is going to indicate what units we can actually spawn in, depending on like the ones that we actually have available to us, right? So we're going to, let's use a fireball to get rid of this turret before it wrecks our soldiers. And then of course we're trying to destroy this hold while the enemy is trying to destroy ours. But it's a pretty cool game and has some very nice mechanics, like even this flying character actually has the advantage of not being able to be damaged by melee characters. So pretty darn cool. And these are the 2 bridges that I was talking about, where you can see we just captured the red outpost and turned it into a blue one. I'm going to use the sniper character here. If you ever have a character that has just the little dot on top of them, it means that they are one hit, no matter who you are, as far as I know anyways. But as we can see right here, we've got a ranged character to deal with, so let's actually get, we didn't even need that. Seems like this little dude only serves to hold the outpost. Oh, whoopsie daisy. So they got a big Titan guy right here. I'm actually going to use our 2 stun lancer minions so that we can actually try to get him in a nice stun lock. And that's where this game, you can see, could get very strategic. You know, there's also the advantage of having the mini units, is the fact that miniature units are going to end up being able to surround the heavier targets. So you might have a character like this one right here is kind of like a bruiser character, and you can hover over, oh, maybe you can't hover over all the cards and it tells you their stats and stuff, but you can actually see all the stats outside of the game. So this character, for example, is a single target damage, and because of it means that we're not going to be able to defeat when we get surrounded by a whole bunch of enemies, right? So the whole goal is to try and kind of whittle your way through the enemy units as much as you can, and hopefully get your way to the end. Yeah, so even though I said that the dot means that we have one hit, it seems that the dot actually just means our max health. And we're actually gaining experience while we are claiming these bridges. So while these bridges are under our control, we are just gaining experience periodically over time. And that's where we're getting all of these perks. So now we've got more to our ranged minions. And here's the big guy that I was talking about, where he actually doesn't handle groups of enemies very well, but he does handle single targets. So let's actually send him out with our Lancer dudes so that they can stun lock him and just absolutely destroy that guy. Well, our Titan is about to go down. Let's throw down a ranged minion, which means the ranged minion, of course, it's not going to be able to capture any of the bridges because they're just going to go straight for it. And I'm also going to waste our fireball here just so that we can try and do a little bit more added damage there. These ranged characters are definitely going to clean up our other dudes. So let's throw down a sniper. Ooh, but it seems like we've got quite a bit of little minions, so let's throw down our ranged units because they actually have the added range buff going on. And also our characters seem to teleport from one bridge to the other. I think that seems to be a ability that the boss is actually using, but I could be wrong about that. He's got actually quite a few really powerful attacks that he's using to clean up our minions very, very easily. So again, like right here, we've got, you know, the stun lancers, but we don't really need to use them on anything. Let's actually use this big bruiser dude. Our sniper should be able to clean this guy up. No, it seems like it's not going to, because the way that the minions actually operate is they're all going to end up targeting different opponents based on like who's near them, right? And once they actually have engaged in a target, they're just going to stay with that target till the end of the time, which... and, you know, that's okay. It adds a nice level of strategy. And in the bottom right, of course, there was all of the passive buffs that the boss enemy was going to get, as well as just the perks and stuff like that. So... once you end up getting to the end of the round, you're going to end up opening these loot crates. And of course, we ended up just getting ourselves a power token. Not exactly sure what that one's for, honestly speaking. I didn't play enough of this game to actually know. But you can end up getting different cards. You can get like really, really rare cards and stuff like that. It's a loot crate system, so it's fantastic, like seriously. And then you can always double check too if you really want to meta game it. You can go to your opponent and see all the cards that they ended up having in their deck and being able to play. So you see there's this one right here, when on a bridge, it generates 1 mana every 10 seconds. That's actually pretty good. And then the character itself, which just looks absolutely ridiculous and very, very adorable. But again, everybody, links are going to be in the description for all of this stuff. I really wanted to make a video on this game a couple weeks ago, but unfortunately, as it stands right now, it's very, very early access. So they only have the servers open every like only a couple days of the week. Okay, so we've acquired our first power token. The power tower is now active to use it. Let's do this just before we call it a day and see what exactly this ends up doing for us. Oh, it's like a slot machine for a rare card. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's a fantastic system. So what is this card that we ended up getting? This looks like a really cool unit. Yeah, he's actually a common instead of just the most common, which was the white rarity. I don't know. But then his type is a minion, deals counter damage to melee attackers and stuns them for 1 second. And then you can see all the meta of all of the different stats of each of the cards and stuff like that. Rotate the unit so that you can see how cool he looks and everything like that. Very, very cool game. I actually really, really enjoy it for sure. And yeah, like I said, I'm going to put links in the description for everything, folks, but otherwise that's pretty much all there is to it. Of course, if you're playing single player, you can go all the way up to the boss, and then you're gonna end up defeat all the bosses to claim me. The chest is actually talking to us, and I'm sure that that's gonna give us some special, like, crazy different items, right? Get a free DLC package, blah blah blah. Oh, that's what that snow level was, where we'd have to join their community to get lots of DLC, including the Christmas arena. So that's why that thing was going on, and then a bunch of our updates and stuff like that. But either way, thanks so much for watching, everybody. Very much appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed. Before we end up ending the episode, I just want to show you this. This is our decks right here, and this is where we can choose, you know, oh no, our deck is full, so let's get rid of, I don't really use this fireball. It's very, actually, you know what? I don't use that unit, so let's swap this out. Now, that's the other thing that you'd have to be careful of too, is now you can see our deck is slowly starting to take more and more mana for each of the units, which means that we would not be able to have nearly as many of our smaller units on the field just because of the randomness of what card we're going to end up getting next. But thanks for watching. I would very much appreciate if you would like, share, favorite, and subscribe for more daily content. Sayonara, and stay epic, everybody.